Hello and welcome to drillingcontractor.org. This is Kelly Ainsworth from the 2017 Drilling Onshore Conference in Houston. I'm with Liz Craddock, IEDC's Vice President of Policy and Government Affairs. How are you doing today, Liz?
I'm doing fabulous, thank you.
Can you tell us about some of the executive orders that have been signed under President Trump that are relevant to the drilling industry?
President Trump has signed approximately 36 executive orders into law, and of those, there's about 4 that are particularly important for the energy industry. The first is just a general regulatory reform executive order that mandates that each of the agencies sort of reforms how they go about regulating. So that's good for the industry because it has been pretty onerous over the past 8 years for the industry from too many government regulations, and hopefully driving out some of those inefficiencies will help our industry be more efficient. The next one that is important for our industry is a Hire American, Buy American executive order, which puts more of the onus on domestic energy production. And the next one was a energy independence executive order, which will mandate that each agency go through and look at their regulations to see how they impede fossil fuel development in our country. And the last executive order, which is the most recent one that's important for the industry, is America's first offshore energy strategy executive order, which will redo the 5-year plan, as well as go through some of the regulations at Interior that have been harmful for the industry.
Can you tell us about the status of the BLMs methane rule?
Yeah, unfortunately, this rule did not survive the Senate vote that happened a couple of weeks ago. There were about 14 CRA votes that happened over the past 4 months since Congress has been in January. And this one, fortunately, just didn't get the 50 votes that it needed to get over the threshold there. It was close to a party line vote, but it wasn't completely a party line vote. There were 3 Republicans who voted against the resolution. So while it failed in the Senate, and therefore the resolution disapproving the regulation will not be signed into law, Secretary Zinke has promised to review the regulation and significantly transform it to be more workable for the industry.
What is IEDC doing this year to engage with legislators and regulators?
Well, this is probably one of my favorite things that we do at IEDC is we do our fly-ins to Washington, D.C. We did our onshore fly-in at the end of February, and next week we'll be doing our offshore fly-in. We meet with about 24 members of Congress while we're there to talk to them about IEDC, to help educate them on the role of contractors in the upstream oil and gas space. And then we also meet with our regulators. So we have a meeting next week with Administrator Pruitt and a meeting with Secretary Zinke to talk over the regulations that are before each of those agencies that are important for the industry. So we really believe that we have to tell our message to government officials who either are enacting laws or who are regulating for our industry. If we are not there telling our message and explaining to them how the industry works, then we are likely not going to be happy with what results from those regulations. So we really believe at IEDC it's important to be a good advocate for our industry.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Liz, and sharing what IEDC is doing to advocate.
Great, thank you.
And thank you for joining us on drillingcontractor.org.